Hello. How we doing?
Hi, Otto.
Hi.
Good.
Sally, good to see you.
Yeah, good to be here.
What's new?
Um,
How's the body? I got your email a while back.
uh,
So yeah, I was expecting to be able to answer some of those questions. So if you have, you want to refresh them.
Oh, you found it. Good.
So there's a sort of medicine in that doing nothing, thinking nothing. And meditation is also recognition of the fact that nothing isn't nothing, right? If you're sitting and doing and thinking nothing, actually quite a lot is happening. You're breathing. Your heart is pumping blood throughout the system, which is carrying nourishment throughout. Your nerves are not only reaching out to the body to tell it to sort of sit like so and relax, but it's also receiving a whole bunch of information about the air around you, the space around you, the feeling of your clothes on your body. You're also able to sense what's going on in your tissues. Are you holding tension in this or that shoulder? Or do you feel an itch over here? Or do you feel numb over there? And so by sitting and doing nothing, really what you're doing is opening your awareness to so much that's happening. So let's just do that for another, we'll say 2 minutes. Maybe some people will wander in. And also remember that you can play with the breath in terms of lightly encouraging it towards longer, more full. Longer, more drawn out, sort of like you're threading silk with the breath into and out of your system. For many reasons this is beneficial. And with your hands and arms, make sure they're resting somewhere that you can actually let them go, like resting on your lap or this traditional position that I'm doing here where you actually lay one hand in the other hand and let it sit on your lap. It creates a very nice, comfortable sort of circular quality, thumbs lightly touching. It's known as the universal mudra. It's in Buddhist practices and Taoist practices as well. It's just, it feels good, it feels nice. Or you can interlace your fingers and have them rest there as well. And really often in the beginning of our meditation journey, what we experience is all the ways that we are not able to be still or not able to not think. And so that is totally fine. And what you want to do is just be an observer of the myriad ways that the mind does avoid this stillness. And it's going to be a whole spectrum of types of reactions and thoughts. And rather than trying to stop them, just make enough room for them to bubble up. You go, oh, look, there's me thinking about this person or that event. And then you just don't grab on and don't make more of it. You just let it dissolve and go back to being still, no thought. And then a little sprout will pop and a little flowering of a thought. And then you just let it disintegrate, dissolve. And over time, you cultivate a state where you're never not meditating, which just means you're observing with awareness. Take another 10 breaths before we begin our movements. So through our opening meditation, we have now set ourselves of mind, breath, body connected. Gently open the eyes, and we challenge ourselves to keep that mind, breath, body connected as we go through movements and challenges. So hands slide onto the thighs. Slide those hands forward just slightly on past the kneecaps. Drop the head around the back. Open the back side. And then slide the hands back. Sit back to that neutral. And then go a little further. Lift the heart, chin forward and up as you pull elbows back, shoulder blades back. Let's do 3 more of those. Slide the hands forward. Try to, again, do it like you're oozing, right? Liquid, soft. That's what's most important, is this quality of soft as you slide the hands back. Lift chest, lift chin. 2 more. Quality of soft. Just kind of ooze your way forward. And at the end of the position, once you've rounded, you maybe put a little bit of effort just to go a little further. Open up that little stuck spot. And then you soften any effort and you move with that soft quality, back, back, back. Pull the elbows back. Put a little bit of effort, maybe to squeeze the walnut between your shoulder blades. And let's do 1 more. You relax. So we're using yin and yang, right? We're sort of softly moving into position, and then we're using a little yang energy, a little effort, effort. And then we're softening away from that effort and easing our way. And then putting a little bit of effort. And then we're softening. And let's find neutral. Find the middle. Same thing with this twist. So now we're going to keep the hands on their respective thighs. Slide the left hand forward. The right hand slides back. And just turn as if to look behind you. And then relax that effort. Turn back to center. Softly turn the other way. Put a little bit of effort right at the end. And relax. Let's do that again. Option number 2 for this would be, from here, take the left hand to the right knee, and you can pull yourself around a little deeper. And then relax and come back to center. And again, you can keep the hands on their respective leg, or take that right hand and cross it to the left knee. Helps you twist just a smidge deeper. Let's do 1 more to each side. Turn. Cross the hand if you'd like. And then we're back to middle. One more. And we are back to middle. Release the arms, let them hang. Very, very empty and at ease. Then just softly droop to the right. Let your head droop, the spine droop. You might only go this far. Lift the elbow a little bit, the hand just a little bit. And then softly back to the middle. So we're doing lateral flexion extension. A little bit to your left. Hand rises just a bit. So this is sort of the most low-level version of this, and this is how you got to start it, getting that mobility back. Maybe you go a smidge further. The hand floats up. Notice my hand coming up through this pathway. I didn't take it out here. It's in here. And you can even go further and reach. And then softly droop that hand, and we switch. Droop. Maybe reach. One more. Each way. Just finding your happy, perfect edge. And just notice the quality of how you're moving. You can be moving by soft, soft. Even something like raising your hand in the air can be executed with hydraulics, with softness. Right? And we're back to the middle, shoulder blades. Right shoulder blade just rises and settles. Left side, do two of each. So important piece to feel here is that the arm is being lifted in space, but not because I'm doing anything with the arm. It's because the shoulder blade in the back is lifting and lowering. So a lot of times when people do this movements with the shoulder blades, or when you're trying to learn them, you end up doing too much through the arm instead of letting the arm remain totally soft. And we're moving the shoulder blades. Now both up, both smoothly down, both up, and both smoothly down. Bring your legs close together, even touching, and one shoulder blade at a time. Shoulder blade slides away from the spine. The arm naturally comes forward and internally rotates. Raise it up, over, and back. The arm naturally externally rotates, and then we settle it to neutral with nothing happening at all. Go forward, up, over the top, and back, and then settle it down. Can you let the arm go on the ride of the shoulder blade? Two more. We'll do 5 of each. And now we go the other way. So you start by bringing shoulder blade back towards the spine. The arm naturally goes. And then it's up, over, and forward. The arm naturally comes along for the ride. And then we're back to neutral with nothing happening. Back, up, over the top, and down. Again. Back, up, over the top, and down. 2 more. And switch. Other arm. So we're going forward and then whoop and over and down. Forward, up and over and down. Switch directions. Back, up and over and down to neutral. 4 more. You'll notice your torso will move, the rib cage will move. It's all fine, but just make sure that primary mover is shoulder blade. All right. Now, both forward. Notice this concavity of the chest, right? And then we're going up, and the elbows are coming along for the ride. Shoulder blades back, elbows back, the arms turn, palms up, and we drape them down. Neutral. Forward. Up, over, and back. And then slide down. So notice my hands. Palms are turning inward and out. Then as I go up and over, the hands end up facing this way. So I'm really letting that movement get all the way through. All the way through to the fingertips. Very good. And we switch directions. Back, up and over. So the same idea, the hands get all the way to that position. And then they turn palms out. And up and over. 3 more. So we're making circles, but we're actually creating these spirals I was talking about last week, right? The spiraling gesture of spiraling open, spiraling closed. And we're back to neutral. Final one with the shoulder blades. Right, left, right, left, right, left. 2 more. Switch directions, forward. Spirals. Unleash the spirals. That's how the body wants to move. And released there. Now, right elbow bend, touch shoulder. Softly release, let it hang. Left, touch, release. Just soft and easy. Smooth. Nothing extra. Both. This time, keep the hands up, elbows chicken wing out, down to neutral where they just hang out, and then across in front and squeeze, and then release. And then out and up, and then down and squeeze, and then release. Up, down, squeeze. And then now we pull back, straight back. Then we go forward, up, just as high as you can, possibly to where your hands are on your back. And then just let the elbows drop and the elbows go back. And there's a little bit of that crack the walnut between shoulder blades gesture here. And then you just soften that forward and up. And lifting, lifting. This one is so good for the lymph system, both of these, but especially this one. It's squeezing the backside of all the lymph node area. And then this is wringing out all this musculature in here and in the back. One more. It's one of my favorites here. Because this girdle, this shoulder girdle can just be a house of tension and blockage. And release down. Now bend elbows, palms are just right out in front of you there. Palms turn face down, face up. Remember, this movement is pronation and supination, which is just happening in the forearm, just rotating. Now palms face up, we bring fingers closer to each other, and even one over the top of the other, bring them in close, sort of like a cradle position. And then open, neutral, open further, external rotation. Close to neutral and keep closing to the cradle. Open, continue opening. So we'll do a couple more of these. Just notice, where is this movement happening, right? It's the hands are moving through space. The elbows are sort of moving through space, but they're not actually changing anything at all, right? So it's here in the shoulder joint that we're doing rotations, internal and external rotations. One more, closing. And now we open and stay open. Now step your feet a little extra wide apart so you have some space here between your legs. Now we bend at the elbow, turn the palms over and cross one over top, and then release all the way down to completely straight between the legs. Now, the same hand that was crossed on the way down crosses on the way up. We come up and open, and then we let the hands settle down. Remember, this is the upper portion of this new movement I showed, I believe I showed last week, all the way through, cross, all the way up. So I just did the same hand twice, so I'm going to do the other hand twice. If you switched, then you can keep switching. Now cross the other hand and let it go through, cross the other hand and up. And just remember this movement when we try it later in this interesting challenge. Good. One more of each switch. So there's this sort of up and over, and then down and through. And then up and open, down and settle. Other hand cross. Up and over, down and through. And once more, up and open, down and settle. Stay here. Left hand only. Up and over. Now we're challenging that range of the shoulder and arm. Up and over the rainbow back, settle it, and then the other one, up and over, reach, and back. All of these can be done standing, right? All these different movements are basics, and then some of them are legitimate Qigong movements or Tai Chi movements that come from various forms, but we're just piecing it together to make it, let's do one more of each, to make this thorough examination of the functions of the body. Now, open, stay there, bring the hands in closer to this neutral, and let's fold at the wrist so it's over the top and then down and out. Spin the palms, do it again, over and down and through. And just go for it. Can you get out of the way and just roll it, roll it. Roll it, nothing in the way. It's easy as pie. And then we switch. Come down and under and towards your chest and then over the top. Spin the palms to face down and then do it again. Spin. And then eventually you just try to blend it. Blend it. So it's just out of the way. Easy, easy. Now we're just going to switch directions once more in each way. Switch. And switch. And done. Release down. Put it all together. Palms come up in front of your face to start. Lift the chest and chin. Turn the palms up, open, and then pull the elbows behind you and down a little bit. So you're opening. And then hands come up slightly back to where they were. Tiger claw into a fist. Wrap the arms around. Squeeze and pull and round the back. Let's do twice more. Inhale as you open. So there's this spiraling gesture in the shoulders. And then we pull those hands apart. And then up and over and spiral wrap the arms around. So the backs of the hands face forward and round. So again, the brain has to command this. Let's do it again. So not only is it sort of wringing out the rag of the body, but your brain is having to understand, hey, I can make this command to the body, all these spirals and rounding. And then finally up to neutral. Hands just do a soft circle and hang. Let's sink chi to the belly. This little moment of closing, which represents I let my chi out from its nest. This is like the narrative of the Chinese medicine, from the belly nest. It went out and played, and then I'm reminding it, come on back to your nest. Find that moment of nothing, stillness, no thought, no activity. And then let's do our legs. Scoot to the back of your chair so you're a little more stable. Make soft Tai Chi fists. Let's chamber and push. So it's knee comes up, heel pulls into the buttock. Remember, that's a functional sort of compression of a spring. And then unload that spring through the heel, reload that spring and set it down. Let's switch. Load the spring, unload, reload, down. Load, unload, reload, down. Notice that you're naturally shifting your weight from buttock to buttock. This is actually training the back muscles in helping our balance when we're standing, because this is an exercise one might do when standing. Now, hold the leg out. Point, flex. About 4 or 5 times. Then invert, evert. Then inward circle, 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 circle. And reverse, circle, circle. And switch. Point, flex. Evert, invert. Inward circle. Outward circle. And reload and down. Scoot to the front edge of your chair. Remember our swivel steps. Left leg first. Lift ball of foot. Turn open. Lift heel. Turn close. Lift toes open. Lift heel close. Once more open and hold. And then internal. Lift heel external. Walk it back in. Twice more. Hold. Pause. One more. Hold. And switch. Out. Hold. Really feel it from the ball and socket. Joint. Again. All the way out. One of my teachers says, you know how to spell foot. You spell foot L-E-G, as in leg. So you think of your foot as the whole leg, right? So that's what we're experiencing here, is this whole leg moving as one unit, rather than my foot separate out there and it's sort of doing funny things which messes up the knee. So the whole leg as one fluid unit. Now let's open both of them. Open, lift the heels, close. You're in this little internal rotation. Notice how it sort of rings out the hips. And then finally open. And then bring it in, external, close. 1, 2, open. And 1, 2, close. One more. And close. All right, and then a slightly newer one for our leg. So shift your weight a little bit to that right buttock, and left leg is gonna lift, open out, and land. And then we reverse that. So you're lifting it and doing a semicircle out to in, right? And then we'll switch legs. So it's up and open, where the hips in this leg and everything stays the same. And then in. other one. So it's a lift, an open, and a land, and then and in to out, out to in. There's various applications of this in movement. And done. Feet step a little wider apart. Forward, fold, hinge. With that option of swivel on the hands and point those elbows out beyond the head a little bit. Rings out the shoulders, opens the back. And then we sit back to neutral and then lean back. All right? And then we're bringing ourselves back to neutral, folding at the hips. Once we get there, swiveling on the hands and pointing the elbows, if it feels good to your body to do so, wringing out the shoulders. And then we sit upright, the arms come back to neutral, and then we lean back and forward, bow forward, swivel the hand, and then lean back, all the way back, and back to neutral. Now the shaking loose heavenly pillar, where we lift chest, chin, and now our spine is in a bit of a back bend as we fold, and then we slide the hands down and round and let the head hang. Now stay rounded in the back as you come up, and then as you drag your hands back, lift the chest and chin, and then stay arched as you fold, and then slide the hands down and round, and then drag yourself up. Elbows come back as you lift your chest. One more. Folding and then round. And dragging up. Find neutral. Couple of breaths here. Sometimes this can create a little lightheadedness. Sometimes that's a good lightheadedness. It's like sort of a cheap pump to the brain, because we're letting that spine release, we're letting nerve electricity flow better and better. Now, step the legs out wide, folding forward, turn your arms in this little bulldog position that gives you nice support, and then fold at the hips and try to get your hips sort of between the legs and your torso rounds a bit. And then come up. Arms come back to neutral as we lean back. So really moving from the root, the pelvis, and where the legs and pelvis meet. So come back to neutral, you're sitting vertical. As you fold forward at the hips, turn the arms internally and support yourself as you fold. So again, this one is excellent for the lymphatic system because we have the groin and genital region of the body. There's a lot of lymph nodes right in there that can get stagnant. We don't want that. So what you're doing here is you're squeezing that space. You're folding and wringing out that space. It's good for bladder health, good for lymphatic system. The body responds, go ahead, leaning up and back. Body responds well to pressure and then release of pressure, right? It wants that. It's built for that. The organs want that. Tissues want that. Last one. And we come up. And finally, we go right into the dragon stirs the sea. So leaning back, tip yourself over to the right and bow and then sweep through. And let's do 3 in this direction. And just see if you can execute the movement with a sort of soft quality. Soft, so that you're allowing any round movements of the vertebra, sort of circling on the one above and below. The head and neck just softly along for the ride. Let's switch directions, go the other way. Through and around. Just trying to decompartmentalize this body from its often sort of prison-like state where the tissues are tightened and stuck, the nerves are not quite innervating and connecting. One more. And we're just opening all these spaces up, creating the context for healing. Now, back to the middle. Bring your legs back closer together. Last thing here with the arms. Wings out. Turn your palms face up and continue. Go up to this straight arm position as close as you can. Now reach the right arm higher than the left, and that's by the shoulder blade doing the more upward rotation. And then switch. Other arm a little extra. And then soft. And then other arm a little extra. And soft. Other arm extra. Soft. Now both arms a little extra at the same time. Feel how that pulls the ribs away from the hips, a little longer torso, and then arms out, down, side. Now, arms go forward. Continue forward and up. Reaching up, lifting chest, lifting chin, maybe a little back bend quality here. Not by falling back, but by lifting the heart. And then reverse. Down. Sink chi to the belly. Remember this, returning to the nest. This is a gesture representing this behavior we want our life force to have, which is appropriately come out, appropriately return. All right. Standing up and sitting down. Feet come back. Remember, ABC version or level 1 version is hinge very clearly, gesture forwardish so that you're off the chair, and then push through the earth. And when you come up, let your arms hang, let everything find this easy place. And then you start with sticking the butt back. You can bend at the elbows, sit the butt, land, and then return to easy. Let's do that one again. ABC version. Fold, come off, rise. Fold, sink, and back. And then the next version is the more Tai Chi version where it's like liquid. So it's just as smooth as possible. It's just nothing extra, right? So we're not thinking we got to overwork it. Same thing here. The tail sneaks just out the back, the amount needed, and we sink. And it can start to feel like it's just one gesture. It's just easy, right? And then, right, like you're just this liquid being that can just move with ease. Now squats, same thing, ABC version, sort of squares and angles to start, right? That's the first thing we need to do because we need to learn how to command. Hips first, then sink, keep knees happy. Also keep our back from working in a way that it shouldn't, right? So we're opening up butt tissue, hamstring tissue, low back tissue by doing this version here. But then let's take it now to that more Tai Chi, Qigong version, which is this tail sneaks a little bit out the back. We allow for a little lumbar roundness and just sink. Don't sit in your chair. And the hands sort of dangle as if you're trying to touch your toes. And then you just rise up. So this is that Tai Chi squat where you just softly sink and rise. And let your knees be what's telling you. Are you going too deep? Are you pushing out through your knees? Or are you keeping those knees happy by having the tail appropriately back, the butt appropriately back? And then we rise, right? That's our Tai Chi squat. Now stay standing. While we're standing, we then find tipping a little bit forward into the toe end of the feet. then back. This is the one that's a little more dangerous, so be careful. Tip a little bit towards your heels. And what you'll notice is you don't want to fall back with your upper body. You go to your heels and you almost sort of lean a little bit forward with your upper body. And then tip forward. Feel how your front feet work a little harder. Your heels get a little bit light. Even consider the idea of like just, you could lift your heels 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, right? And you're staying forwardish. And then you're coming back. You establish yourself in the heels. You might even think, oh, my toes, my ball of my foot, I don't need it to stand. And then you come back to middle. And then you're going forward, a little bit of a lift of the heels. And down, back, little lift of the toes. All right. Now let's do our Tai Chi. Rock a little forward, hands go forward. Rock a little back, the hands sweep back. It's like a pendulum swinging forward and back. And notice, do that twice more. Notice I'm not standing frozen and moving my arms separately. I'm the liquid of my body. The liquid of my body. So I'm feeling this whole organism. Liquid. Liquid. Now we do pung, which is the rising energy. Tip forward and the hands rise for pung. Then they slide back as we sort of tip back just a bit. The hands naturally come in and they settle right in front of the chest or right next to the chest. Then I, again, liquid forward and the hands shoot forward. Palms turn to face and they fall right down by our side. And then they rise up under the armpit and out as we tip forward. They do what's called lu, down and back as they come back. And then once more, pung. Slide up over top and back towards you. And then this is a soft press down. And then the tail sneaks out the back and we just dangle, dangle, dangle. Tai Chi crouch, just to the level that you feel is okay. And then rise back up. So that's the full Tai Chi opening. A little forward, a little back. Forward and up. Back and floating back and settling. Forward and shoots across. Falls. Up under the armpits and out, ride that circle. Down and back. And then swing forward and up. Up over top and back. And then this soft pressing down. And then dangling and releasing. Let's do that one more time. Rock a little forward. Rock a little back. A little forward and up. Back and they float back and settle. Forward and shoot forward. That's known as G, expansion, expansive energy. Fall, ride that circle, ride it, ride it, ride it, up and out. And then lu, pung, rising, floating back. And then this is called an, soft press. And sum, which is soft and through. Rise. Crane flaps wings. Out. Settle shoulders, then elbows, then wrists, then hands. Do it again. Out. And down. Getting that whip-like motion. Shoulders, then elbows, then wrists. So it has that roundness to it. And all the joints are getting this gentle experience. Now, wings. As they get to the top, roll, palms up, folded elbows, hands come over top. And then settle, settle, settle. So that's sort of the ABC version, which is wings, stop, roll, stop, fold, stop, settle, stop. But then the more fluid version is wings, roll, fold. Settle, 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 right? So you can feel that that's more polishing of the brain-body relationship. Being able to execute that with absolute softness and ease. One more. Now embracing the moon, challenging our brain that little extra bit. Wings. Right arm, roll, fold, left hand sweeps as if it's a crane wing. Embrace the moon. Reverse, the right hand's up and out, the left hand's winging to the wing height, then the left hand roll fold as that right arm comes under and we've got embrace of moon. Reverse, so this is like a yin-yang symbol. One rising, one falling. They both come around the circle and then they change into each other, right? They're transferring. Tai Chi is full of this type of stuff. So at first this is very challenging and then we add layers and layers on top and it just puts this very interesting load on the brain and body. Now here, let the arms fall and we're back to standing. Now weight shift more to the right. Do it by sort of just arranging the liquid in the container over that right leg. And then arrange the liquid back to the middle and then arrange it over the left leg and feel the left leg becomes that full working leg. The right leg is now empty, light, and then shift and arrange it over the other leg, shift and arrange it. Now, as you arrange it, turn the navel, turn the belly button to the left corner slightly, a few degrees. Keep it pointed that way as you begin shifting over to the right side and then turn the navel to that left side and then shift and turn. And the more relaxed you are, remember I said at the beginning, relaxation isn't a downward gesture, it's middle out. So as you relax, there's a plumpness that should occur through the arms, shoulders, and body so that your hands feel a little bit buoyant. And lo and behold, here we go with the bear washing paws. Now remember specific hand positions here. The hand that's coming across is turned like so. That's called brush knee. This is sweeping of the leg. They switch jobs. Notice that you can execute this without anything extra. It's almost like you're just sloshing your liquid around. It's like you're swimming inside of your own liquid. That's one way it can be described in Tai Chi. It starts to feel like you're just swimming around in your liquid. Now, the bear is swirling the stream now. So the hand goes out around a far end of a circle, but then circles in close to the body and it brushes knee through as the other hand goes around a far side of a circle in front of you and in close. Far side of a circle, far side of a circle. I'll turn sideways so you can see the relationship. Notice that the hand stays pretty much at the level of the water, even though it's going away from the body. So it's not lifting up. It's just going out, away from the body and in close. Now the bear has swirled the stream and the fish start jumping. So the next time you have that outside hand come and lift it, and now it's coming across at shoulder height, all the way across, and then softly falls back to the water. And then we're shifting, turning, and comes across around chest height and falls into the water. And just make it comfortable. Because again, notice you can execute this with only hydraulic energy, only softness, easing your way. Sort of, again, it's like slinging the body. And that's this bear description. Bears look a little bit clumsy on the outside when they walk or when they move, right? But they have this powerful center that they're moving from, even though it looks a little clumsy. Finally, the bear defends its kill. You bring the hand up and do a sort of down and across strike. Now you're in the water. As that's brushing knee through, this hand comes up and does a down and across strike. The hand rises because there's more buoyancy here, and we go. So it's as if with the bear claw, you're making an X out in front of you. You're doing one X line and then the other X crossing it. X, X. One more. X and X. Now go back to the bear washing pause. Just easing, easing, just slinging this body again like you're swimming in your own liquid. Nothing extra is needed. Now we go for the brush knee and push. So as we come across to the right, let the right arm wing, roll, fold, all in a nice smooth gesture as the left hand turns. Now we're ready for shift turn, brush and push. And the hands have to be allowed to go so that they naturally go through this change, this exchange of job, and then it's shift turn and let them go. And because the body is connected to your center, that's why the hands don't just keep going and going and going and going. They orbit back towards the middle. So you can feel it like you're slinging them across, and then they just orbit back. And then swing, shift turn, brush and push. Let go of the body to allow it to move through these pathways. Now, the next time you're over to the left, stay there. Right foot steps just a smidge behind with toes turned out. Sink back into that right leg and drop the right hand on top of the water. Left elbow bends, fingers pointing to the sky. Empty this left foot and touch the toe on the earth. Level 1. Level 2, lift and lower without spilling the teacup. Level 3, lift and hold for a bit and then down, or possibly full chamber. Remember we talked about chambering, right? And those of you that chamber and get comfortable, what you'll notice, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just sort of wagging my empty leg. I'm loose knee, loose foot. Then I'm taking that loose and empty leg, landing it, toes turned out, shift, and sink through that now full leg. It is supporting you so much that the other foot is empty. Hands change. Left hand down, right fingers point up, and then just touch the earth. Or lift and lower, challenge. If that's working for you, lift and hold for a bit, and then you can go down, or chamber. And if you're chambering, noticing that little soft, loose, right? That limpness of the body that's good for it, right? Then set that right foot down, empty, change. So let the liquid pour down through that right leg as you empty left. And again, you choose toe on floor or any of those other variations. Switch again, but first you step down empty. That is the key. And then arrive. Set it down empty. So we're getting this differentiation of empty, full, rooster. Set it down. Last one. Now, from here, back to the bear washing pause. So that's sort of our basic, that's our home base, bear washing pause, because it helps get us back to our fundamentals. Now, the next time you're washing to the right, left hand sweeps the lake and rises, vapors up and becomes a cloud. Now, just take a moment to feel the cloud position. I'm going to lean forward so you can see a round quality. So I'm not over bent and I'm not over straightened, and I'm also not lifting really high. It's just right at a comfortable distance. Now, shift left, turn left. Upper hand is a cloud, bottom hand sweeps the lake. Now the top hand rains down as the bottom hand vapors up. Take a moment, feel this round quality all the way to the fingertips. And then when you're ready, shift right, turn right, and cloud hands. They change jobs, rain and vapor. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. Rain and vapor. Cloud and lake. Now you can add challenge. Right here, as you rain and vapor, your empty left foot, you might bring it in, out, shift. So what that does is it makes your mind really check, is that right foot empty now? As I vapor rain, can I bring it in and out? If not, don't force it, but just think about the idea that, okay, I got to be in that leg. Vapor rain. And then vapor rain. Last one. Now, as we come across to the right, bottom hand stays down at the bottom and turn it into the bottom of a ball, right? So we had sweep the leg, and then we're at the bottom of a ball. Put the right hand behind your back. And we have shifted right, we're turned right. So it's sort of like we're wound up, loaded up over here. Now the left hand goes away from the body. And then we shift turn and it guides and glides across and up. The palm stays facing up the whole time. Turn the palm out, sweep it down like a wing, and we shift turn to the right again and let it become the bottom of a ball. So the hand does not come all the way up here. It stays down, and this is a unique trajectory. The hand goes away from the hip and starts to come up and across at a sort of upward diagonal. It's called flying diagonal. Turn the left palm out as it sweeps down like a wing. We go shift turn, sweep the leg, become the bottom of a ball. And then shift turn, flying diagonal, up and across. The palm is facing up like you're carrying a little candle in your palm the whole way. Then turn the palm out, sweep, leg, bottom of ball. One more. Carry the candle in the open palm. Turn the palm, wing, lake. Now, bear wash paws with both hands, switching sides. Wrap left hand behind your back, right hand bottom of ball. It goes away from the body, and we shift turn, and it carries up and across. Palm turns to face out, wing, lake, turn and sweep, bottom of ball. Again, up and across. Palm turns away, lake, or a wing, lake, ball. Flying diagonal. Wing, lake, bottom of ball. Last one. Turn the palm, sweep. Bear washes paws, back to our basic. Come all the way back to the middle. Now, left hand bottom of ball, right hand top. Now just slide them in opposite directions to each other, the palms facing each other the whole way. Notice that we're parallel to the floor. We're on two extra lines and parallel to the floor. Now turn that on its side slightly so that the bottom hand does flying diagonal, top hand is doing this exact opposite, but the palms face the middle the whole way. Do that once more. Reload. Now, part wild horse mane or stroke the wild horse mane. Now hold here, left palm face away, right palm face up, left hand wing, right hand rise, and they do embrace the moon. Part the wild horse mane. So that's bottom hand flying diagonal, top hand going opposite. Turn both palms and reverse. Now, as you do this embrace moon, shift right, turn right. Now we're going to the left with part wild horse mane. Turn the palms. As you start doing embrace the moon, shift right, turn right. And then we're going to the left. Shift left, turn left as we get our part wild horse moon, mane. And then embrace the moon. Back, one more. Sort of stroking this gorgeous wild horse mane. That's like a poetic image that helps us. And embrace moon. Now right hand goes out and down, left hand turn. We wash the paws. Back to the middle and do that sequence on the other side. Right hand under, left hand over. Two parallel lines to the floor. Now take that and turn it on its side so that it's this diagonal. Now add the embrace moon at the end of this one. So we go all the way, and then right palm face out, left palm face up. They go shift left, turn left. Now we part wild horse main, shifting right, turning right. Embrace moon, palm out, palm up, and as we shift left, turn left. Shift right, turn right. Slow as you can. That control. This is where you're helping the neural network improve. Slower allows us to find smoother. Smoother and slower is a heavy load, a heavy burden to place on the neuromuscular junctions. And that's what we want, right? Any neural issues, any nervous system issues, and whether that's Parkinson's or that's just humans getting older, right? That's a problem. And so Tai Chi is just built to just go right into that zone and help out. Now, we're going to take it one step further here. Part wild horse main. From here, hold. Sweep left hand across the leg, right hand falls on top, embrace moon, and now we go the other way. Right hand sweeps, left hand falls on top, and we go. Eventually we do this while doing the Tai Chi walk, which is what we'll be working on Mondays with the walking class, right? So we're learning the upper body stuff, we're learning the waist, we're learning weight shifting, and then we'll learn some of the more intricate walking, which just puts that next level of challenge. One more of each. Gather, liquid, ease. Now, right hand comes down, left hand down, sweep back to the middle. Back to the middle. Sink chi to the belly for a moment. And then we're going to finish with that new exercise I was talking about. So watch close. Shift your weight to your left leg. Step your right foot just a smidgen in front. So your back foot should have a little bit of a turnout, front foot pointing straight ahead. Now notice that you can bring your weight into your front, bring your weight into your back. Just notice that that's a direction of movement, front and back. Now the next time you're back, take your hands, remember this exercise, open. Then as we shift forward, the hands come up and over, whichever the front foot is, that hand crosses over top. And we let the arms go all the way down by our sides. Then we cross them again. As we're shifting back, we're opening and letting them settle. So this front foot could potentially someday be empty. And then we shift forward, hands cross, and down they go. So the one addition, so this now the back foot's empty. Then the hands cross again, and we're coming up and open. Now the one addition is we want to let these arms swing. So come forward, cross, and let them swing. And then cross and open. Now we're only going to let it swing once, and we're going to come right back here. So up and over, swing and back. Again, forward. We stay forward as they swing and back. 3 more. Forward as they cross and back. 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 Stay back. Switch. Bring your right foot back. Switch legs. Left foot forward. Now it'll be the left hand that crosses over the top with that little swing. Up and over as you shift forward, there's a cross. And they cross, and then we're back. So front foot is empty. Now we go into the front foot and stay there through the whole swing, and then we're going back and settling. Really good work, everybody. Soft. So there's a spiral happening in the arms and shoulders. There's a weight shift happening. There's work through the chest and abdomen here of opening, closing, opening. Now remember, you got to let the arms go. Let them go. And then they swing back. Very good. It's very natural. Great job. 3 more. Switching sides again, just so we get this one dialed in. Step back, change weight, step forward. Other hand cross, and back. So remember, each time there's an up and over component. Up, over, and down and through. And then up, over, down, and settle. Up and over, down. Up and over, down. 2 more. Easy. 1 more. Switching. Bring the right foot back, left foot out. Last little set. Whichever foot is in front, that's the hand that crosses. And remember, you got to let the arms go. Go. And they swing back. That's it. Let them go. 2 more. 1 more. And we do one final one and just let the arms swing. Step your feet even. Final gesture, sinking chi, washing organs. Rock to your heels, the hands sweep a little back and up. Rock to the toes, a big round grab gesture, gather gesture. Rock back to the heels, drink in and down from mouth to belly. And then Tai Chi squat, remember it's the tail sneaking out the back. And just a soft sink. And then a push through the earth and rise. Think of this as clearing out anything that's stuck in the system. Rock back a little, palms turn and rise. Rock forward, a big round gesture. Rock back, the hands come in the mouth, down to the belly. Tail sneaks out the back. And through. 1 more. Sink chi to the belly as our closing. Roll, fold, settle, 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 settle. Hands in front of the belly. Then seal the practice. One hand over the navel, the belly button. Other hand over that hand, sort of like a cork. Bow the head softly. Breathe freely. If eyes can close, do it. Shoulders, keep them soft. Let elbows be soft and heavy. So you're not grabbing the body in any unnecessary way. And then we close the practice with the Taoist bow. One thumb extended, grab with the opposite, make a fist, fold over. This creates a little sort of yin-yang symbol. And then bow. Have a comfortable seat. If you have time for it, 2 to 5 minutes of nothing at all, if you can, where you just rest against your chair, hands comfortable, eyes closed. You just let this idea that the life force we let out to play, we generated life force through our movements, and then we just remind it there's a reservoir, there's a ground holding tank there deep to the belly, and we just rest and let it return. And at the very least, that's just a very useful narrative, right? Many of you will decide it's time for you to go. You're welcome to just sort of